All right, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for coming to the February 28th meeting of the University of Maine at Augusta Aeronautical Society. The agenda here, we had printed last month, but that proved not to be that popular. So we decided to only do the online version this time. Give us your feedback though, if you prefer the printed version, let us know. Again, taking your feedback, we didn't go with the 2 boxes worth of donuts like we had last time. Instead, we got 1 platter of cookies, so you guys are all welcome to use them. Please actually do. I don't want to bring all those home. That'd be problematic. But yeah, so the agenda is as follows here. So I guess we'll just start at 10:04. I will call this to order. So this meeting is officially started, and I will hand it off to the General Secretary to begin us off on the meeting.
Alrighty, so we're just going to do a very quick members present here. I believe I have most everyone. I'll just go down the list. We got Pell, the president. We got Mackenzie, Cole, myself. I know Lucian is here. Yeah, we'll get you. Run me with your last name. What's Austin Boyce? That's right. Greg said Holly Hunt. You're Holly Hunt. It's great to see you here. Jordan, it's your first time, I believe, as well. Is your last name Peasley or is?
No, Jordan mine. 2 Jordans.
2 Jordans. It's Peasley. All right, fantastic for you. And remind me of your last name, Jordan. The other Jordan. That Jordan this time. Did I miss it? Is Jordan Peasley and then Jordan what? Which Jordan are you? What's your last name? Yeah. W? WR. There we go. Fantastic. Sorry, that was a mistake on my end. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's I apologize. Yep, the members present took us a little bit longer. During my report, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the structure of these meetings, but for now, we're just going to continue with the reports. So, Pell, president, it's called to order. I just took members present, and now we're going to start off with reports, and Pell is going to start us off here.
Much, Shachi. Very well done. Very well done. So thank you very much all for coming. I want to start with that. I don't have too much to share myself. We had a few projects on my end that we were working on over the last month. With sort of collaborating with different organizations within Maine Aviation. I will share with more about those when the time comes for that. But overall, I just want to give a very big thank you to all the executive members. They've worked extremely hard over this last month on various projects that they will share themselves. So I just want to give a very big shout out to the executive board. Behind the scenes, they did a lot this month. And yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for that because they'll share those. And yeah, it should be a good time. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming today. Yeah, pretty good attendance. So I appreciate it. I know Casey wanted to be here, but she had to work, unfortunately. So hopefully she'll attend via Zoom if she can, but if not, then we'll see. But yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Pell. And now for the Vice President Mackenzie. I don't know if there's anything you'd like to say.
Yeah, sure. This is my report, right?
Yes.
Everything I've done in the last month.
Take this one.
We're gonna be here a while, guys. So I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you guys. My name is Mackenzie. I'm the vice president of this organization, so it's nice to meet you. Glad you guys are here. As for things that have happened in the last month, not a whole lot has happened. As you all know, one of my biggest things is running the TikTok account, which is now officially up and running, which is great. Not to brag or anything, but we have a whopping 10 followers right now. So we're essentially viral at this point. So I have 4 posted videos and I have like 6 drafts saved. We don't have to look at any of them in particular. We do have like a general overview video, which we all filmed. We struggled and filmed like a month ago, but it's up and running. Things are going well. Other than that, the only other thing I really have to report is that I sent an email to Brenda McAleer, Dean McAleer. I think you know her, Greg. I sent her an email concerning finding a space for us, permanent space for this organization to kind of house itself, kind of like an empty classroom, a room that they're not using. She got back to me. I just kind of sent it as like a shot in the dark. Maybe she would know something. And she got back to me saying that she was on the committee at the university that deals with assigning space to people. So that worked out pretty well. So she got back to me with that. So we got together a proposal essentially to ask that committee for a room, essentially a permanent room for us to house ourselves in and to do whatever we want with, really. I'll go into it a little bit more later on, but that's really the gist of it. So things are looking pretty positive in that direction. We do have a form. We have our proposal here printed out that we'll all have you look at. But that's getting towards the new business stuff. So other than that, I don't really have a whole lot to report. Cool.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mackenzie, for talking about that. That's huge. Moving on in terms of reports, I'd like Cole Martin, our public relations officer, to talk about public relations.
Yeah, that's been going really well. So I'm just reading off the page. I write this like every Sunday before. So the TikTok page was posted, as Mackenzie said. We also made a YouTube channel, and last month's meeting was posted to that. So we're gonna get stuff working with that soon. Last meeting, Casey was appointed as like an events coordinator, and she's a liaison between like us and the main Aeronautics Association. Greg, you know Lisa Reese and her extensive email network of people at all times. Yeah. So since she knows Lisa, she's gotten she's done some legwork with at a lot of those fly-ins and kind of gotten our name out there. She's been like 4 or 5 of them since last meeting already, I think. But anyways, just off the Instagram, the one thing that I run, we reached 3,989 accounts since the last meeting. Almost 95 to like 99% of them are through like the reels, but they're all like non-followers and they're scrolling right past. So it's just like a wide net sort of thing. So I think like in the future, I'll probably balance it with like posts and other things like that, followers will actually care about. And just kind of keep it balanced that in the future. Profile visits from the insights also up 145%, and our follower account is past like our 100 follower goal. So we're at like 111. So anyone for the member series, reach out to me. One for Dylan, one for Casey also. If you want to be next one, you're going to volunteer or you will be voluntold. So besides that, the new projects, specifically, we're going to focus a lot more on like the YouTube this month. We already have videos planned, just we don't know when we're going to film them and get scripts written. We already have like 90% of a script written for the first one, which is primarily Casey just talking about how the 61 curriculum works and the 141 curriculum work. And then specifically here at UMA, what we do. Then we have, if any of you guys have watched, I think you've shown them in a couple of the classes, Air Safety Institute, like from the flight deck stories. We're considering doing a couple of those. I know people have stories, especially like Aiden with, diverting on his first solo outside of the pattern, something like that, where we can rotate. If anyone has a story, they host that. Then we're going to do like an Ask the CFI series, or I was going to volunteer one of you two to talk about questions that a lot of CFIs get, and then another one, since Greg has live serious lessons all the way through with audio inside. One of the CFIs can review that, or Greg, if you want to just talk it through. That's it. Even though he's not here, Kendall remarked, we could possibly create a kind of like internal website, like for students to look at, like if they want a time split, backseat a lesson sort of thing, under the like academic programs, the aviation tab. We can kind of do something like that, create like a kind of network for it. And then I wanted Casey to talk about this. I just kind of have it written down. I don't know 100%. We do have opportunities for a few fly-ins to create an exhibit for, like Brunswick Air Show, Brunswick Fly-In this summer, along with Greenville. We might be able to get an opportunity to create a little stands there this summer. So I thought maybe we could get something on that planned now while we're still in school. And we also might have the opportunity to individually host a fly-in at the Augusta Airport, either in May or in October next semester.
Where are those dates?
Lisa Reese.
Oh.
She said, like the monthly fly-ins, May and October were open, and there's like one in like June that was open, but no one's gonna be around in June. Anyone willing to volunteer, help out, reach out to me, Instagram, phone, letter, YouTube.
Smoke signal.
Smoke signal.
Morse code, you know.
Awesome, Cole. Thank you very much. So our next report is from an executive board member, Aiden Sheridan, who is not here right now, and he's the treasurer of the program.
I did text him, he said he'll be here in 15 minutes, that was. Like 5 minutes ago.
So
Roughly 10 minutes.
I'm gonna start off on his report, just off the top of my head of what I know, and hopefully he walks in and then I can awkwardly pass this off to him and make him start talking immediately. But as far as I know, his biggest project that he's been working on over the past month.
That would have been insane if that was him.
That would have been crazy.
Welcome.
Good morning, Dylan Cook.
Morning.
Great to see you.
Yeah, Bruno in now.
I'll get Bruno in there. So as far as I know, the biggest thing that Aiden's been working on over the past month has been the tax ID number and some financials we've been working on. So we'd really like to do some merchandise and things like that. But unfortunately, anything involving money, we needed to get approved by the school and get a tax ID number. So Student Life or student government can make us our own bank account so we can start to receive donations or fundraising or anything like that. And like I said, the very first part of that is getting this tax ID number. We got that in the past week, I believe. I don't know if anyone has an exact date on that, but I think it was a couple of days ago. We did get the tax ID number, so we're making headway in that aspect. I don't know any more of his report, so hopefully once he gets here, he wouldn't mind going back and speaking further on this. That being said, I'm going to move on to my report as general secretary. As the secretary, I haven't been doing too much besides making the agenda and things like this for the meetings. But outside of my position as the secretary, I've been doing a lot of recruitment. Last meeting, some of the old business is we established a recruitment subcommittee for this club. And I know Jordan joined that, and I believe Daniel joined that as well. Although we haven't come up with too many ideas for recruitment. That has been partially a lack of my end, where we just haven't been speaking in the Discord and things like that. But since we haven't come up with any ideas for recruitment or anything, we have been on 4 visits with prospects for the UMA aviation program. And I know of 2 of those have applied for this coming fall. And right after this meeting at 11 o'clock, I have my 5th, and Cole will be accompanying me on that as well. We've heard nothing but great things from Ariel, who's a head of emissions. So she's really happy to be working with us. And I don't want to keep this too long-winded because I'm going to be talking more on new business and old business. But for my report, that has been complete. So give me one moment to get back onto the agenda here. Now we can go over some of the old business, like I was just talking about, establishing the recruitment subcommittee, which was finalized, public relations subcommittee. That was also anything to say from that, Cole?
There's nothing really, I mean, you and Casey, we've been back and forth. Most of the stuff is getting done pretty good pace.
Is there anything specifically you've been working on you want to touch on, or?
Anything on your end? I mean, I did my report, we did the YouTube stuff, working on that now. Casey has another set of thoughts that YouTube stuff like that. I kind of gave you to Jordan and Casey.
Perfect.
I had a couple ideas there for YouTube, but I really don't think it's interactive.
Mm-hmm.
All of them do. And it's I remember.
Bring in different members, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's more of it's a very volunteer driven thing. So same thing like the member spotlight thing. Like it's 5 pictures, right out, like the prompts. Dylan did it, I'm sure I have to get questions and ask him, it's not that hard.
And you'd like to get most people here to do that eventually, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
In theory, you do it like once a month basically, so.
Perfect.
Last this at least for like a year
I know it doesn't align too much directly with public relations, but we refer to you as the Discord deputy around this neck of the woods. So
I'm sorry.
thank you very much for, yeah, thank you very much for,
Impressive.
yeah, it's very impressive. I don't know anything about Discord besides where I can type my things. So thank you so much for setting all that up. That is really helpful and that's taken us a long way. So thank you again for that. We spoke about this already, the old business in terms of TikTok. Mackenzie's done that. He has the videos up, he has drafts made, and you're looking to make some more drafts here.
So one thing I want to add to that is if anyone does have ideas, I don't hold giving me ideas for TikTok. That's great.
I just share TikTok.
That's just, yeah, he sends me like another TikTok, he's like this question mark.
So it's
So,
like-
yeah, but if you do see anything and want me to post or consider it, please let me know. I really appreciate that.
It's like everyone sends their friends funny TikToks, so send it to the UMA Aeronautics account and we'll recreate it for you. Something we talked about last meeting was future meeting plans as well. We're doing once a month. We all agreed on this and that's something we can talk about in new business today if anyone wants to bring it up. Something I forgot to mention on my report is feel free to just start talking, you don't gotta raise your hands or anything like that. Just if you have an idea, don't want to forget it, just feel free to say it, please do. And we also, did we cover the laws, constitution and bylaws last? time? No. So I'm gonna pass it over to Pell if you don't mind taking off.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think we brought it over, we were just glancing.
Yeah.
The entire thing. But
Yep.
yeah, 'cause in each of the time, I don't think we.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware of that, thank you. But we're just gonna go over a couple sections real quick that needs to be brought up, because we do have some new members. Some of you guys have already gone through this, but this is now the final copy. So you guys, as members of this organization, have rights, of course, and I want to affirm that you guys are all aware of your rights. So, yeah, basically, we're just gonna go over start with the executive board. These are the requirements to be a member of the executive board. You guys are all eligible to be members of the executive board. If you would like to nominate yourself, that is the process of that is present in this document. The document is available anytime in the Discord. And we have a hard copy here if you prefer that hard copy. But basically, we will go straight to the executive board here, removal of officers. So anyone who has any problem with an officer may bring up or start the impeachment process. An executive board member may be removed from their position by 2/3 vote of the members of the society present at a special meeting. So if you do wish to impeach or if someone has done something wrong on the executive board and you believe so, bring it up to another member of the executive board or any member, and we will have a special meeting for the impeachment trial. Where 2/3 of the membership present at that meeting will vote. If 2/3 pass to remove that person, then that person will be removed from their position. If a vacancy is open, then we will also have a special meeting for a vote to replace that person. Basically, we just go through the normal election cycle there at that meeting. So elections and nominations, the elections occur at the penultimate meeting of the spring semester. So that might seem like a far or a long ways away, but considering we only meet once a month, that's actually technically in less than 2 months' time. So if you guys are interested in being nominated, just nominate yourself anytime during a meeting. Your nomination will then be put onto the ballot for the election, which will happen, as I said, on the penultimate meeting of the spring semester, where the vote will occur. It'll be an anonymous vote. Yeah, basically it's just a one-off vote. Whoever wins the vote gets a position. So I do encourage you all to read through this document. It runs through every single thing that could possibly be involved with being a member of the Aeronautical Society, especially stuff like the rights you have as members. You can also amend this by a 2/3 majority of membership can vote to amend the Constitution bylaws. So that is one of your rights as a member in this society. So thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you, Pell. And considering we don't have a room yet or a location in which this is run out of, where could someone find the Constitution and bylaws?
Yeah, constitution bylaws are all, it's
Their own separate section on the Discord, it's always available to you there. If you'd like a hard copy, please let me know. I can print out a hard copy.
Perfect. Awesome. Unless there's any old business that I missed or isn't on the agenda someone wants to bring up, we're gonna continue on to some new business here.
Quick thing, so for all the committees, there are always open for recruits. If you are interested in joining, that is the best way to get involved in the society. If you'd like to get involved more, join one of the committees. They're great fun, they're run by good people, especially public relations. We're looking for a bunch of content, so if you are interested in making content, join this public relations. Perfect.
I think Mackenzie touched on it already a little bit, talking to the dean, but the room committee is something, I would say that might be the number one thing we've worked on over the past month, and it's really come together in the last week or so. So Mackenzie, would you like to talk any further on the room committee or?
Sure. We're gonna pass around the. So I mentioned it earlier, I reached out to Dean McAleer, who I just happened to know because I took a class from her. Again, it was a shot in the dark, but it ended up being a 3-pointer. So it worked out really well. Essentially, what we have to do is we have to submit a proposal to the space committee, the UMA Space Committee, to request an accommodation on campus. There's a couple of empty places. I know Cole and Chachi had a meeting with Dean McAleer. They could probably tell you a little bit more about what happened in that meeting. I don't know if you want to do that now.
Go for it. Yeah, do I?
Yeah, if you want.
And stand up.
Yeah. Come on up here.
We just kind of knocked on her door, like, it was like after recruitment meeting that we already had, we just said like, you know, time to just talk about it. And, he said, since he's the dean of freshman studies, he wanted to look out, so this room is generally more for the aviation program as a whole, not just like this specific organization. So we'll put like, simulators there, you know, desktop, we'll have like a library, like old textbooks, because we all generally use the same Genesis books. We can keep them there if someone walks there or something. You know, just like a space where you can post like send lessons out of. Maybe if it's a big enough space or like in a class, we can host like smaller classes. I know like safety seminars, smaller classes. There's a lot less people in it, so it's like a permanent area.
Yeah, and
Did you have respect on how big the room was?
So.
She gave us a few options, but they're all classroom side.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
yeah, and it would be a place for us to like hold our meetings too, instead of just this variable, what classroom is available at this time sort of thing. What we're doing now. But I mean, what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, we have a proposal. We wrote a proposal. Essentially just asking for an accommodation on campus and listing all the things we want to use it for. Just a piece of paper. The goal is after this meeting today, we're gonna deliver this to Dean McAleer. Just to drop that off and to hopefully get that sent off to the space committee. But we'd like, all the 5 executive board members have signed it. We'd like for all the members present here, if you're interested, please sign it as well, just to show us kind of a support for that idea, if you'd like, and you feel free to read it and everything. But we do have the official document here. Pella has that. You can probably hand it out if you'd like.
Yes. So I will ask that if you would like to sign, just sign your name and then write your name out underneath it. Here, it'll say right here. Sign.
And just pass it around. Just pass it around.
Good. So,
Right, I'm calling a vote for impeachment. Pella is overpowered. All right, well, that's really all I have for the notes on that, but things are looking up. I'm hopeful that it will go well into the future. I don't know, you were in the meeting, I wasn't there.
what did she say?
She gave us,
Hold up here, Cole. I'm sorry. So,
yeah.
in the meeting, she started off by saying there was a couple different options of rooms. I guess I really don't have to go into this because it's nothing is 100% positive yet, but I want to be open to you guys and like just let you guys know what happened. So basically, she had a couple rooms, one of them being above the cafeteria. There's a cyber room that was used for computer classes. And we had heard from Ariel at admissions that room was moving, so she recommended that we talk about that room. We brought that up to the dean, and she was like, "Great, I like that idea. There's a couple other rooms that are similar that might work." The day goes on, and then Cole and I end up running into the dean again in the parking lot, where she says that she did a little bit more research and she found actually an entire building that's across from the farmhouse that would be probably our number one possibility. So as far as I know, and I've been in the loop, she will submit to the room committee that we're looking for that building. I don't know if any of you guys know what it is, but there's 3 white buildings over by the farmhouse, and I believe the middle one, which is now used for, or just housing pottery equipment. I believe that's the room that she's talking about. I think Aiden confirmed at one point that might be the room. Not that we know that we're gonna get this room, but at least for the time being,
The solution.
this is the solution she's giving right now. So hopefully it'll be an entire building kind of set up for the aviation program, which would be amazing.
She's not talking about, she's talking about the trailer setup over there.
Not the trailer that's falling in and rusted. I don't believe.
That would be cool though.
That would be cool.
Little
Wouldn't be opposed to that.
renovation project?
Yeah, and then we have, they said that there's a bunch of free furniture like under Judith that we can take.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so we have free stuff that range,
Yeah,
that we use in May or something that gets cycled around, so there's reference that we get, yeah.
There's a basement. Oh, yeah.
Really? Pretty
Yeah,
good.
there's a ton of stuff there. There's also a building at the end of Community Drive that has a lot of stuff. It's basically a storage house.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I did. I think Doug's storage house is, what was that? Like someone the pottery house? No, there's nothing in the building. Oh, no.
I'm not sure what building that is. By the farmhouse.
Hang on, I'll show you. Here's a picture of it.
Yeah, so more is gonna come on that very soon. I know the meeting for the room community is happening either today or at some point. It already happened just early this week. So in terms of the room committee, would like to hear from that soon.
First, guys. That one right there.
Oh, okay, I know, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
There's also a photo of this building in the Discord that we can put in for everyone
So
to
she
see.
said she's gonna be opting for that. building.
She's opting for that
No one's
building.
using it, so it'd be like the easiest course of action for us.
Well, you've got a couple of things that I think are important. First, you need your own place. If you want to put simulators in there, it's gonna have to pretty much be full.
It's gonna be big enough to.
It's got, it has to be big enough, right? And you can make a little office out of it, but. Well, that looks pretty good right off the bat. I haven't seen the inside of that.
I just very quickly peeked my eyes through and it looked like it needed a little bit of work in terms of cleaning up and stuff. That stuff, I'm sure all of us would be involved in.
Let's get in. I mean, it's like the size of this room, I think generally on the inside, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even a little
With a couple separate.
narrower or longer. But what do you
Yeah,
guys?
yeah,
Like when I walk out. No.
This is fantastic discussion, everyone. I really think we're making positive strides talking about the room here, but in terms of time and my upcoming meeting, I'd just like to continue. The next order of new business is merchandise. That's something that I've been working on as well. It falls very much in line with Aiden's responsibility as treasurer. I briefly went over your report, but I'm going to give you a chance to go over that again after I speak about this briefly. Merchandise, just putting the idea out there again, nothing is finalized, just kind of an idea of what we'd like to do. I know when I was first a freshman here last year, there were stickers and things like that available at the whatever you want to call it, cafeteria area where all the merchandise for UMA is put. Currently, there's not a single piece of aviation merchandise in there, not a sticker, not a shirt, not anything. So that's something we'd like to get involved in. Doing UMA aviation merch and then Aeronautical Society merchandise for the executive board and for people if they'd like that and if that's something we can put together, but at least something, maybe some polos for the executive board or subcommittees if you're part of that, or just stickers you can hand out when you see someone that's interested in it. Moving on to the next order of new business, the SGA meeting regarding financials, and this is where I'm going to let Aiden take off on his report and talk about the SGA.
All right, so first of all, sorry I'm a little late, had a funky mishap this morning, so anyway, so yeah. The financial meeting that is being held this Friday with the SGA. And I think a couple of us executive members are gonna be there, so about a month ago. We sat down and set up a whole form, of stuff that, you know, we wanted for basically under each committee and, you know, topics, so it included merch and events and, you know, just a couple other things. And, they had a whole Google form that we had to fill out, and I was part of it, so we put that in there and sent it in, and we're requesting a little bit more than what they usually like to give out, but since we're a brand new club, we're hoping that they'll actually give it to us, since we kind of need a little bit more for a push. But on Friday, they are going to either confirm that amount or counter offer us, and you know, we'll still get something. We're guaranteed pretty much at least $500 for the year.
How much did we ask for?
We asked for things.
More than double.
Yeah,
Well, we aimed a little high.
Right. But for good reason, good reason. So yeah, that'll be Friday. Over soon, so be good.
thank you very much, Ian, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it in the Discord after that happens.
Yeah.
Let everyone know how that went and stuff, so perfect, thank you for that, and no worries on being late, we all have funky things that happen to us occasionally, so. Don't know what happened there. I'd just like to skip around a little bit, new business, just for the sake of time, I keep saying this, I don't wanna go too quickly here, but is there anyone that would like to stand up and offer to be the official society photographer?
Anyone in particular?
Anyone in particular?
All right, we have a nomination.
All right,
No.
let's think about that. So, voting process, everyone in favor, raise your hand, please.
Would you look at that?
Congratulations, Dylan.
Unanimous decision, congratulations, Joe Cook, for now, the official photographer up there. Yeah, so keep working on the posting the images in Discord, we might have a few projects. We got a couple of back burner that we might have just.
Yeah, every time you take a picture of like UMA or MIP aircraft, you like put that in.
Yeah, like me,
Yeah,
or
we
there's
love
like
that.
50 different things to submit like a photo to, even if it's just like public, or just
Being
like,
on the call, like-
I'm gonna steal it.
Yep.
Yeah, I have photos of every single airplane, the UMA and their fleet.
Amazing, and I've already seen some of your photos on 207 Aviation. It's really impressive work you do, so very happy to have you a part of our society. Thank you, Dylan.
Picture you took of me in 6A whiskey, my student, my mom made that her.
Yeah, her profile, yeah.
So you're doing great work. My mom loved it. Great.
Perfect. We're gonna skip around a little bit more and we're gonna skip right to faculty advisor notes. So this is a time for our faculty advisor, Mr. Greg Jolda, to say something if there's anything that's on his mind or anything that needs to be done before we get on out of here.
I don't think it's always good to be in here, and Cirrus just came out with a whole new branding.
Really?
That's why they're getting rid of all of their old stuff.
They changed your logo.
Does
that mean this is another day?
That's exactly.
That's the. Change our logo.
It's, you don't even wanna know. But, so I thought about your tax ID and your running of the money. So does that run into, having to report to the state as an organization? You probably don't have to do that. That's probably all has to go through the SGA. That's all that
That'll
stuff,
be
right?
like through the SGA.
Yeah, okay, so they do all that.
Student life and stuff,
All
yeah.
right. The other thing is, I was talking with Jordan, who works in Trish's office this morning, because I want to get something to give to the people that come and present to my class. And so I thought about a little plaque, because you know, this fellow that I met, that I reacquainted myself with CX last week. Worked with the space shuttle for, several years. He's got a little modelless space shuttle and people like to put up plaques. So that was one piece. But then our other piece that we started to talk about was her mom can do patches, she could do engravings, she could do a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna email her about that, but it would be nice to kind of get a logo that would be good, right? Like,
Yeah,
it can't be complicated. It's gotta be like the Nikon swish or like a Cirrus thing, or, just a very simple, I think.
We
That's
also,
my opinion.
Cole has something, but we also have, one of our friends has also been kind of working on one loosely.
Okay.
Just something simple, I think it's like a three-bladed prop, something like that. But yeah, she's working on something right now, so as soon as she finishes that up.
Yeah, get all kind of design.
Mine's more like a sacred design, patch design.
Yeah.
It's like a little circle, it's got series in there.
So I'm not sure what she's gonna do. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach out to her. That's kind of my own thing, but if we can dovetail with what you guys do, and I just want to let you know that that's an option. And I don't think, oh, yes. On your bank account, Lisa has like a phenomenal amount of connections.
Yeah.
And there's money up there that could be contributed to the club. And I think as you start to talk, as you go to these open houses, I think those are all good, that you might solicit and kind of ask for support from funders. She might have some ideas. Hey, if you think anybody that we can approach for like a little contribution to the club, and here's what we're doing, because you're not going to get anywhere with $500, in my opinion, to get started for what you guys want to do. And then if there's a way to recoup some of that money through what you sell in the bookstore, that kind of thing. I sent you guys Jay Cushing's stuff. Because he's got all the art of everything that went on that was at the bookstore even before your guys' time. So he's a great resource just for the art and suppliers for shirts. And I'd get all my stuff embroidered at somebody out at Woodburn. She just had their embroidery shop and just all my bags. She does a great job. So there's all options there, but I don't want to take the time, but that's all the one I have here.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Greg.
I have a question for Greg, I guess. Last time you talking about get some help with like syllabus things, new syllabus, and I don't remember what it was exactly, but I remember volunteering to follow up.
I remember what the discussion was.
Yeah, you were looking at changing up the private pilot syllabus to want something for some people.
Yeah, that whole thing has changed actually.
Okay.
No, so, all right, I'll tell you.
Top secret.
It's not top secret. I'm debating here. I'm debating. Yes, I like the comments on the syllabus, so we've got it laid out now. But, not a but. In addition, Cirrus put out they announced it about a private pilot syllabus that runs through their airport. And I, at the time, was not real sure, how that was, because they kind of go over the top. They want $1,200 for the thing, but it's a lot of systems knowledge, and it's worth the money. And I think that if you can go through that, Cirrus has two. They have a basic and an advanced transition. The transitions are certificates that you get, and they come through CSIPs, and you're stamped. In other words, it's kind of like an imprimatur for someone that's trained in the Cirrus, has performed these, has passed these tests, and you use that wherever you go for Cirrus. And so if you're going to check out a Cirrus somewhere else, hey, I've got advanced transition, I've got basic transition. So I think as part of the private pilot, you can get this basic transition, and if you were to purchase it, it would be about $500 from Cirrus. If you were to go to outside to somebody that just Cirrus shop and say, I want an advanced transition, you're talking probably 10 times that. You're talking $5,000, $6,000, maybe $7,000 of instructional time and all that. So if we look back at the Cirrus syllabus, which is very selfish to me because it's all online. And so you could do every lesson documented, all your ground training is documented, and of course they get data on it, but somebody could take, so if you have 2 or 3 people, it's an all electronic grade book. It looks really good. So I'm thinking about springing or 2 for myself, because I have a couple of people that I think I might want to use it. One that's starting in the private pilot now, and another guy that started with me before, because I want to see just how this works. So as we go, as I determine that, then maybe, if I can get some more money, I'll buy some more and then use that for the private pilot. And I want advanced transition for you for your commercial, because we're talking, that's what we're going to do. In my opinion, because you guys, I mean, this, you have no idea. You just have no idea what a future you have with what just happened with those 4 planes that came, you just have no idea. And I'm so excited, with that, and I think we ought to be heading in that direction, right? That's what I think. I mean, it's gonna cost you money, but when you get out, you will reap the benefits.
What do I look like for a CFI that graduated on the older one,
So,
like me and a fiver, for example?
so what happens in the Cirrus is they have a Cirrus training center instructor. And so if you have a CFI, you go through the Cirrus Training Center instructor course, which gets you back into the systems. I mean, there's probably about 15 hours, 16 hours worth of system stuff. And then there are flights that you fly, and so you learn from a CSIP, which would be me, on how Cirrus wants you to teach that maneuvers. And they're very concerned about that because people that don't do it have a more likelihood of getting into accidents, because if you don't behave in that airplane, you can get hurt like that. And so it's all trying to be standardized, and that's where the basic transition, advanced transition, and the CTI stuff come into play, so that when you teach it, you got it. And then the benefit about that is you can then go and teach people that want to come in and learn in that aircraft. And you can, so you've been kind of sort of blessed in the Cirrus instructor side of the house, and then you get access to their lesson plans and to their flights and the whole thing. So that's how that would have to work.
Awesome, Greg. I think that's really motivating and inspiring, just very, very neat stuff.
Speaking of, since you brought up Oshkosh, if we're gonna do that, like at any point, we gotta do it we have to plan that like a year and a half in advance. to get any,
Yeah.
otherwise
Is
it's
it
paying
off?
like $5,000, $6,000.
It's about this year.
Sit there.
I mean,
It's-
yeah.
Oh, no, not this year.
Yeah.
But I'm talking even next year, we have to be starting that like
Well, you
yesterday.
can, if you want to get a booth out there, that's a whole other thing. I mean, a lot of people do that. It's a couple of $1,000 with a booth, and then you gotta haul all that stuff up,
And I think Lisa is the person to talk to about money and things like that. She'd be able to line that up.
Clients, it's just like Casey looked at the pricing on that, and to even book for next year, not even this summer, next summer is like a couple thousands off.
Well, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. If you could start the donation process, get yourself, some income, and then you can be thinking about that stuff.
We did monthly.
I mean, I was wondering why you guys don't do that.
We're gonna talk about that at a later time for sure. I know Dylan, you're raising your hand. Do you have a question?
Oh, it was in relation to the Cirrus private pilot training program. Is that for all Cirrus airframes, or is it just for the illegal G7?
No, it's for all. Yeah, the G7 is a whole other thing.
Perfect. I think we're all wondering that. Thank you for asking. It's up to, I think this has been great, guys. We've done super well here. Is there anything people want to just shout out right now? Don't all speak at once. So.
Oh, yeah, you missed Treasury Subcommittee.
Treasury Subcommittee, yeah.
Yeah, fundraising.
Is there anybody that would
ID.
be in proposal of starting a Treasury Subcommittee?
Yeah.
In proposal.
All right, we have a proposal on the floor. We'd like to take a vote on the Treasury Subcommittee.
I'll second.
All right. Everyone
I think it'll go
in
for
favor of officially creating a Treasury Subcommittee, please raise your hands. All right, perfect, unanimous decision again, very well done. And motion passes. We now officially have a Treasury Subcommittee. That will be led by Mr. Adjourned here.
Perfect. So Treasury Subcommittee, got an official photographer. Those are huge things we accomplished today. Great to see you all again. This is fantastic. Hal, would you like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting? That is myself.
We do need a gavel.
See,
people want to cap.
10:46, motion to adjourn.
Second, to adjourn. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. All right, beautiful.